Welcome to another tutorial of the Netbeans series. In this episode, we will be showing you how to use the hover bar. This bar is basically a bar that's at that bottom over here at your screen of your GUI, and once you hover over these items, it will basically display a little message saying what they actually do. This will avoid adding titles to them, and also it provides a short description of what the buttons do instead of going to the help menu. So you want to start off by grabbing a text field and adding it at the corner of your GUI. As you can see, if you have a background already, the bar actually goes invisible. So what you're going to do is you're going to select this bar and move it up above your background layer. This will make it visible. Afterwards, you want to stretch it out across your GUI. Once it's across your GUI, you want to edit the variable name. So right click and change variable name. We're going to call it hover bar. Click OK, and now you want to start editing properties for this bar. So right click it, go down to properties. Once the properties menu has opened, you can now edit properties by selecting and centering the text from horizontal alignment to center. Once that's done, you want to take the text that's already in there, so go down to text, click the text and remove it by backspacing. Afterwards, you can take out the actual fill that it has. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the opacity settings and untick it. This will make the layer invisible and only show the text that's in it. So now that you have that done, you want to remove the border that it actually has and doesn't make it look sleek enough. So you want to remove this border if you want by going up to border, selecting the border and going up to no border. This will take out the border, and now you can see it's very small. So you want to go down to the layer tab, the layer properties, and select the preferred height to 18. By selecting it to 18, it now makes the perfect size, offset, and it's perfectly centered into your screen. Now we can begin the coding. Basically, you want to go and right click it, go to event, and you can see there's a lot of menus and items that you could do for input methods, key pressed, wheel mouse and whatnot. But basically you want to tell the computer that once this is hovered upon these two menus, the menu bar must display a message showing a short description of what the actual fields do. To do this, you want to select the Celsius field, right click it, go down to event, mouse motion, mouse move. Now that this page has opened up, the source page, this is for your code. Basically you want to add a message saying hoverbar dot set text and add your message inside this, which I'm gonna say enter the Celsius amount. Now that that is done, you want to add a semicolon at the end. Basically the set of codes says that once this is hovered upon, the help bar will set its text as enter Celsius amount. You can now do this for the second one, which is Fahrenheit. I'd like to copy this. Always do copy and paste. It's very fast. And I want to change this to Fahrenheit, so I can just copy that. Now you're done. You can go back to the design view and we can test this out by compiling and building our jar file. Once your program is compiled, you can now run it by clicking the run button at the top, which is like a small play button. This will now run your project. As you can see now that it's popped up, it can now run, and after hovering over the two buttons or two fields, the bottom bar over here changes. But now you can barely see this, so you want to change the color. So now, just to see what this is going to look like, I'm going to type in test. So you can barely see that. I'm going to now open up the properties, go to foreground color, and click this little button over here. Go to the colors, and I'm going to make it blend with the actual scheme that we already have, the color scheme. Make it a bit darker. That should be a bit right. Now what I want to do is I want to edit the text and the font so I can turn it up to about Arial maybe. Arial looks good. Let's keep it as Arial, and you can go ahead and run your program, which automatically saves it. You have loaded up your program. You can clearly see now that after I hover above the Celsius field, that the bottom hover bar changes to enter Celsius amount or whatever you defined your text as, and the same applies to Fahrenheit. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Our next episode will be coding the calculator for the conversion.